Today, Greg is going to show us one of the hottest trends in nail today, the 3D French. Greg, you think you can do this?
I'm gonna show you guys how to crush this.
Ready to bust it out? Let's go.
I'm going to begin by prepping the natural nail. We're going to push our cuticles back and we're going to remove the shine from the surface of the natural nail with a medium arbor band. Once I'm done removing shine from the surface of the natural nail, I'm going to use Swipe to cleanse the oils and contaminants, and this is going to prepare it for protein bond. We're going to apply 2 coats of protein bond to give us incredible adhesion. We're gonna go ahead and place a form on Stephanie's finger. So what I like to do is pre-pinch the form. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up. And what we're gonna do is we're going to get this tight under the center of her finger. And that way when I secure it to the sides, it's going to be nice and straight. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use Speed Clear to build a nice, thin, flush free edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice pearl. What I like to do is dab off the excess. I'm going to set this right here, and then I'm going to use the body of the brush, not only press it flush to her natural nail, but I'm going to use the body to stretch it out to the length desired. I'm going to form her nail into a nice, even stiletto structure. What I'm going to do is use Cover Pink to build the body and shape the smile line with my brush initially. I'm going to do is get a nice even pearl. I'm going to give that a couple of seconds, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that right to the back end. I'm going to use the tip of my brush just to walk it tight around the cuticle area, and then what we want to be able to do is use the wedge of the brush just to put the smile line into shape. Once you have this into shape, you're going to be able to file it into razor sharp perfection. What I want to do is I want to make sure the free edge is just slightly pinched. We're going to take the form off, all right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my hand file just to shape her smile line razor sharp. To use my manicure brush just to dust off the excess. And what I'm going to do to ensure that the gel sticks is I'm going to take a little bit of protein bond and I'm just going to apply it throughout the free edge and the smile line. I'm going to be using Fizz, Sonic, and Orbit to create the 3-dimensional 3D look, and we're going to be using Clear Sculptor to cap it and give it the strength as well as the dimension needed to create this look. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a detailer just to paint the edges. And the nice thing about this gel is the opacity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just run it right along the edges. Don't get it too high. And what I'll do is I'm just going to paint it down towards the smile line. So as you can see, I'm taking my brush and what I'm doing is I'm actually shaping it right close to the new smile that I'm going to build. All right, so once we bring it down far enough and into the nice shape, just like this. As soon as I'm done painting that out, we're gonna go ahead and get it inside the light for 30 seconds. I'm just gonna go back with the white and do a little bit of detailing along the edges of my smile, just to make sure that I've got all my points covered. And we're gonna get it back inside the light for 30 more seconds. So what I wanna be able to do is I wanna go ahead and squeeze this out, and I'm just gonna guide it up to the corners, right? And you're gonna notice how it flows nice and well. So as soon as I get it right past the white, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it upside down just to get it to flow this way. And now I'm going to have her go inside the light. And again, I'm going to have her set it for 30 seconds. You have to remember when you set the clear, it has a tendency to self-level slightly. If I have her turn her hand over, it'll let the gel fall quickly and it will give you the perfect ledge to file into shape. One of the things I want to be able to point out is if the wall is not high enough, you're gonna have to come in with just a little bit more clear, just so that you have room to file. You have to remember that you have to be able to build something high enough where you're gonna be able to grab with your hand file, and even enough so that when you file into shape, you're not gonna, again, have to add after you're finished. Let's just get this back inside the light for 30 more seconds. Now what we want to be able to do is, since there is a dispersion layer, we're going to want to wipe this with swipe, and then that way you're going to be able to file it without any sticky dust getting all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my file, and what we're trying to achieve is, again, a smile that's going to match the existing one that we built. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just filing down and around, and this is going to give me room to lay in the next color. The nice thing about using the gel is that it's going to cure really, really fast, and it's really easy to file into shape. We're gonna go ahead and use swipe to dust off the excess. And then again, for insurance, I'm just gonna place a little bit of protein bond at the edge so the gel is going to stick really well to the acrylic. Okay, just going to use a little bit of protein bond right here. And the next gel we're going to be using is Sonic. So what I want to be able to do again is I want to be able to use this, and I'm just going to run it along the smile line. And this is going to kind of create the shadowed look. Just brushing it down and through. The best part about this gel is that the opacity is quite intense, so I don't need to do more than one coat. Bringing it all the way down, again in the shape of a smile. We're going to get this back inside the light for 30 seconds. So again, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to make sure that I cover all of my edges with the gel. I'm just doing a little bit of detail work right now, just to make sure that my smile line is completely coated. Right. And then once we're done doing that, I'm just going to get it inside the light to set it. I'm now going to use Clear Sculptor to cap Sonic. Upside down. Get this inside the light. We're going to cure that for 30 seconds. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to wipe the dispersion layer away, and this is going to give us an opportunity to file this smile line into perfect shape. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to dust off all of that excess. It's going to leave me just enough room to place orbit on the tip. We're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take a little bit of protein bond. I'm going to run it along the edge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take orbit and I'm going to use this just to get my edges tight along the smile line. Then I'm going to use this to paint out the rest of the tip. Once we have that on, let's get that back inside the light. Let's go ahead and cap the tip with Clear Sculptor. Let's go ahead and get that inside the light and cure it out for a final 60-second cure. As soon as the nail cures out, I'm gonna wipe it with swipe. We're gonna file this into perfection, and you're gonna see what a 3D smile line is going to look like.